In this video, I'll be showing you how to flip the color of your display on any motorcycle that has an LCD dash. For today's example, I'll be using an FZ-07 display, but before we start tearing anything down, I want to explain what we're swapping. The very top part of an LCD display consists of a polarizer layer. If we can adjust the orientation of the polarizer layer, we can change the way the light passes through our display. So in this video, we will apply a new layer and convert the display going from light to dark. And I'd like to put a warning out there. Do this at your own risk. We're not responsible for anything that might happen to your display, so decide wisely and take your time. We also created a couple of examples of how the LCD flip kit will look on different motorcycles. The very first step would be to get a hold of a new polarizer film. I found that matte film works the best because it reflects less light, which makes the dash more visible. They are really cheap and are actually available on our website. And we do ship worldwide with low shipping costs. After you received your polarizer layer in the mail, we can start the procedure. First would be to remove the bolts that hold your dash. Then unplug the electrical connector. Most likely you will also have to pull back the rubber boot. After the dash has been removed, take out all the screws that hold the housing together. Pull the housing apart and make sure you don't lose the rubber gasket. You will notice that the very top layer of the display is the transparent film. That will be the thing that we'll need to remove in order to flip the color. I used a really thin razor blade to get in between the polarizer layer and the display. This allowed me to grab the top layer with my finger. Then really carefully I peeled off the polarizer layer, trying to apply as little pressure as possible on the display. Make sure you don't throw out the old film as we will need it in the future. After the film has been taken off, you will notice that there is some residue left on the display. I used a microfiber cloth and some rubbing alcohol to wipe it off, and it worked really well. The next step would be to go back to your motorcycle and reconnect the dash to the power. Place your polarizer film on top and spin it until the desired color is achieved. Make sure when you're spinning the polarizer, the adhesive layer is facing the display. If it's not facing the display, you may get different results. The adhesive layer is on the same side as the tags. You may also notice that the polarizer sheet has two protective layers on the back and on the front. This will distort the color accuracy, so what I would suggest is to peel off one of the corners to expose the film and see if that's the color you're looking for. If you don't do this, it's possible that after you peel off both protective layers, the color will look different from what you originally saw it as. After you're happy with the color option, place a piece of tape or a sticky note on one of the sides of your display. This will be our guide for the later step. Now we can take our old polarizer that we removed previously and stick it onto our fresh sheet, making sure that it lines up with the horizontal line of the sticky note and making sure that the adhesive layer is on the bottom. I used a pair of scissors to carefully cut out the new shape and it worked pretty well. Now if you mess up, it is okay because the sheet is pretty big and will give you a couple of more attempts. Also, I like to peel off a part of the top protective layer so it's easier to peel off when the film is stuck onto the display. Even better is to place a piece of paper between the polarizer and the top layer to make the peeling off process a breeze. Make sure there are no dust particles in your display and carefully stick the new polarizer film onto the display. Take your time because it's pretty important to line up the edges correctly. I used a credit card to remove all air bubbles as I was applying the film and it worked pretty well. I would also suggest using a neutral gloves to avoid the chance of getting your fingerprints stuck onto the adhesive. Now, remove the top protective layer. Remember how we peeled off one of the corners to make the step easier, and in case if we couldn't grab the edge, that piece of paper would have been our backup. And we're almost done. Now put your dash together in the exact same order reversed and congratulations, you have successfully flipped the color of your motorcycle LCD display. Now again, do this at your own risk. We're not responsible for anything that might happen to your display, so decide wisely. Now a question I'm sure many of you will ask is, does this affect the visibility in the daytime? In my experience, I can see the display just as well on my FZ-07 as I saw it when I didn't have the LCD flip kit installed. Remember, everything can be purchased on ridetechmoto.com, whether you're looking to buy a custom GoPro mount or the LCD flip kit. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Many other videos are coming out soon and we'll see you in the next one.